Good morning. Welcome to OptionsTender. It's Thursday, June 12th, 2025. Now, we went through divergences yesterday just to kind of waste a little time off the clock, waiting for something to happen here. I don't know how much longer this can occur. Is this actually a little breakdown and back test? Are we seeing cracks here? Possibly. We did reject off of this trend line that we added in here as well, so we'll see how it goes. If we get a new high or if we make new lows here, it's gonna happen pretty soon, I think. So today, one thing specifically is the VIX. Thanks to Jeff in our Discord, we added a new trend line. My trend line was not valid and his worked out perfect, and so we'll check out the VIX here in just a minute. Other than that, actually, I'll do the VIX first, and then we'll go through all the oscillators, indicators on the daily and the 65 and end it there and keep it simple. So let's go over to the VIX. And by the way, we're doing this intraday, 11:45 Eastern Standard Time, AM. If you want to get these videos intraday, consider becoming a YouTube supporter. It's a membership for 99 cents a month, and that really helps support our channel. And today, for the $4.99 members, we did two trades. We did a trade with NVIDIA, and what was the other trade? Let me look here. NVIDIA and Netflix. So Netflix is, they look really good trades. And yesterday, Tesla, not really moving. We're about even on that, but we're looking at Tesla being a really good trade going into tomorrow as well. So if you want to get those, I'll post the videos up top. If you want to become a member, please consider. Okay, so looking at the VIX, we had this basing. So it's still the same concept that I was considering, this basing plan. You see how price action broke off in the downtrend and now in an uptrend. We had our line a little bit different here. Let me get rid of that arrow. Now these are the arrows that really just matter. From this low here to this low to this low. And if I would have spotted that earlier, then, you know, we possibly could have traded the market just a little bit better with timing. And speaking of timing, our cycle bracket low, I said that yesterday was the last day of the cycle window, and that was a good setup for today. And we had that low come in, and I don't think we're going to make a new low at this point. I do believe we're breaking out and back testing now, and the confirmation will be above the 19 level. Okay, so looking really good. We could get that as soon as tomorrow. I suspect if the Tesla trade is going to work out well, that we'll start seeing a little bit of a negative move tomorrow. And on the weekly time frame, we're not going to look at that yet. I think that you know, we're probably not going to see anything dramatic, and if we do, fine, that works out for us. But more into next week, because I think we're working out a weekly reversal candle for this week, and then we'll possibly see some continuation into next week. So really exciting. I think this we're finally right on that cusp, but this has taken a very long time. I know it's tough to you know, these trades, all of this time is wasted. This is May 19th, and we're barely underneath from May 19th. So we thought the top was here, and we're making slight new lows in VIX and high in SPY. Okay, SPX. All right, let's zoom through so we can see how these indicators and oscillators are working. We're messing around with the 8 EMA again today, calling an oscillator. We're starting to roll over with breadth here. It seems that this downtrend is going to be the case here. And we got into that slightly overbought territory yesterday, but we're still creating all of these divergences here, and I think this is going to roll over, and this should roll over pretty good here. So there will be an alternate situation later on I'll describe if we hold these such levels here where the gap is. So, you know, that's not out of play, that this still could be a bullish situation, but we'll show that later on when we get our reversal, and then that way we can prepare for that in a timely manner. And we're getting the rollover on the MACD. You know, you don't see this too often where it just holds still, just flatlining on there, but negative divergence nevertheless. And same with all the divergences that we've been talking about for the last, well, I should say a couple months here, at least a few weeks. Here's the count. We have our 9-count exhaustion, went a little bit higher, and looks like we're starting to roll over. So that's still a nice setup. Awesome oscillator, negative divergence. Let's go over to SPY so we can see the money flow. Here's our divergence board here. We're trying to peak up. Now on the very low time frame, I think I'll, if I remember to show you, we do have a bull bear line in the on the 15-minute. So I think I'll show you that there. Money flow. Still, you see it rising still a little bit, but we have a negative divergence if it does roll over here soon. Bollinger Band, still the same setup. We got the sell yesterday, and that's working out so far. You know, obviously, if you're doing not day trades, but 1 day out expiration, then it wasn't that great of a trade, but so far lower high. And, you know, we mostly speak about swings on this channel, swing trades. Volume shelf, we're not looking at that. We're at the volume shelf. Elliott oscillator says wave 3 into wave 5 should be complete here. And let's go to the lower time frames. On the 65, here's our traditional look here, and this is our wedge that's forming. Now, if you keep the two lows here in place, you threaten a spike through there, so you have a nice still a wick with the body there, and that's what we're doing today. Is we're still just kind of holding. Could draw that down. You could draw that about there. I think that's more appropriate. So we'll just keep the wick here, and we'll keep that low. And do we break down here tomorrow? I think it's possible. If you take the weekly sort of seasonality, you can see that a lot of times when you're in a bearish pattern in the week, that Thursday tends to be a little bit more bullish. So that could be just holding price up in itself. We'll see what happens by the end of the day. But here's our moving averages. We're starting to curl over. We're fighting with the 8 into 20 right now, so that could result negative there. And we didn't make a new high, so we're just starting to see weakness and maybe rolling over in the MACD. As soon as those divergences start to play out, you should see a clear breakdown of those, and that's not the case yet. Now again, we have the sell signals working out. We'll see if something else occurs in here. It's getting really tight in price action. Oops. Okay, Elliott oscillator. Again, made a divergent high right there. Boom. Just, rolling over is just, it's imminent. Again, negative divergence, and this is starting to roll over too. So I think this is playing out on the lower time frames. It's just a matter of just pausing here and then maybe getting follow through tomorrow. And if price action does want to be very negative tomorrow, which I think is a good possibility, we can still hit all the way down here to about 590. That's the options expected move. That wouldn't be, a pun intended this time, that wouldn't be unexpected for it to hit either end. It's probabilistic that the upper or the lower end hits. So sure, it can hit the upper end, form another divergence, but that would be possibly a breakout to the upside from this wedge if that were to happen. So we'll see how this goes time-wise. Bollinger Band. Same thing. You have your sell signal here. Things are really tight. Yep. Same thing. The sell signal was yesterday. Elliott oscillator. Again, with that divergent low or high right there, making that new high. So just a repeat of everything, nothing really new here to see. and you can look at yesterday for our bull and bear scenario in this time frame here. If price wants to continue, it's basically this pivot is going to be the most important to us right now, 575. Now let's go to the 15-minute and just work out what's happening here. So here we have a 3-wave move. So that's the first thought is that's corrective, and it can be, but it can also be nesting. So if we do have our top in and you see a 535, which is a zigzag, right? So that can be a corrective, but it could be a 1-2 and then a 1-2, because so far this move is corrective as well. So you have your A, B, C. So if you're bullish and you want to see new highs, you want to see this be a wave 4 correction, and it might be unlikely because of this crossover here, violation for a possible, well, it'd be this one here. So you're violating here, so now it's less likely that this is an impulsive move up here, unless this is some sort of ending diagonal to get us a little bit higher. Then you can have a 3-wave move, correction, 3-wave move, correction, 3-wave move. So you know, there's always possibilities to go higher. You can't negate it, but this is just, it's not a probable situation that we go higher at this point, where this is an ABC. All right, and then so you can put your bull bear line right at the top here. That invalidates as being a 1-2-1-2 if we break this plane here, even by a penny. Okay, that invalidates, can't be a 1-2. A 2 can't be above the 1. All right. Other than that, that would say, even if you spike through there, that would say we're going to make new highs above here. So if you're very short term and you want to trade that, that would be confirmation that this was a 3-wave correction. All right. So that's what we have today. Let's look at the VIX on the 65-minute. And see what we have. All right, so you have that wedge breakdown. So you have the wedge breakout here, and then another wedge formed, and we have a breakout. We're back to the options expected move, kind of a happy place for the options. If we come back down lower, then we're going to see price action in the market head higher. But this at this point looks really good. The breakouts here. Let's see what happens after that. Do we close the gap and then come back? And you know, that would be wave 1 to the downside for the market, and then we pull back, and you know, we still have to see market structure form on the VIX here. Probably not, you know, just straight up a move, pull back, move, pull back, and that would set you up in SPY or SPX or ES, whatever you trade, to get our initial wave 1. So this could be the beginning. This could be a little 1-2-1-2, and then you get your wave 3 and 4 and 5, and maybe you test the lows and then get your bounce. Okay, so this could, going into next week, test the gap and go higher. And like I said, the VIX would go higher and then make a higher low and continue. And that would be the same thing that would happen here. So that's it, you guys. Get this video out a little bit shorter. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.